I have not worn my hair up like this in such a long time. Like, do I look like a 5-head? This, you guys, is, okay. Push it. Push it real good. Someone decided to break another one of his skin tags yesterday. This time, I know it's a hard life, huh? This time, excuse you. So it has been quite a week, hasn't it? Oh, thank you so much. Again, come at me for letting my dog kiss my lips. I don't care. Someone teach me how to snap. 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 It's been a long week. Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here, welcome. My name is Brittany Nicole, and today we're doing a full face of e.l.f. makeup. Now listen, I have passed by the e.l.f. counter for years and years and years and have just never pulled the trigger on buying anything until recently when I purchased the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I love this so much. This is one of 2 concealers I've been obsessed with lately, and I haven't put it down since. So I thought I would give the rest of the brand a chance. So some of these products I've tried before, some of them I've been experimenting with for the past few days, and then some of them I haven't tried at all. So I thought it would be super fun to do this together. So if you're interested in seeing a full face of e.l.f. makeup, go ahead and keep watching. All right, so we are starting out with the e.l.f. Puff Puff Primer. This is like one of those kind of like cannabis infused primers that are kind of hot on the market right now. It looks very much like a moisturizer. It's very thick and it absorbs very quickly into the skin, which I like. I'm not gonna go too much into detail about claims because I really wanna kind of keep this about the application. And when I go into claims, I talk too much and then the videos start to be like 25, 30 minutes. And I think you guys like, you know, shorter videos most of the time, just, you know, due to your time. I also want to be respectful of that. I know you guys have things to do. So I have been using this for a little while and I do like it. It absorbs really nicely into the skin and it does provide some hydration, which I am in serious need of. I've been traveling so much lately. My skin is taking a turn for the worse because of that. Like I've got a little breakout here and I definitely have some dry patches on my skin. So I've been really trying to go towards more of a moisturizing primer, which I definitely think this is. You guys will have to tell me like what the benefit of having like cannabis in a primer or any other kind of makeup product or skincare product does, because I genuinely do not know. I don't know if it's like a fad thing or what, but if you guys know, please let me know down below. All I know is I like this. It has 0 scent whatsoever, and like I said, it's really moisturizing and it preps my skin nicely for my foundation. So speaking of foundation, I'm actually not going in with an actual foundation today. I almost bought 2 of the e.l.f. foundations, you know, the one that everyone sees at CVS or Target, the one in the frosty glass bottle with the black top. That's supposed to be like a satin matte finish. I almost bought that, but I couldn't find the right undertone or color. And obviously you can't test those in stores. They just looked off and I don't typically like a satin matte finish. So I was gonna buy it for the hell of this video, but then I said, what are you doing? So I started to look around at some other things. They do have another foundation in stores. I'm not talking online because I bought all this stuff in stores. The Beautifully Bare like serum foundation, which I thought might be better, but there were only 2 shades of that, a fair light and then a light medium. And I was like, that's not gonna cover everybody. I'm not even gonna use that because if I do like it, I'm leaving out half of my audience and I don't think that's fair. So I decided I'm gonna do what I've kind of been doing while I've been traveling a lot. I have only been using concealer and I've been spot concealing, and then I also have been mixing it in with my moisturizer to kind of make my own tinted moisturizer. I use light beige and then I use my Skin Chemistry Ceramide moisturizer and I mix them together and it just gives me the perfect amount of coverage. That is something that I feel like as I get older, I'm becoming a little more confident in my skin, so I don't mind not going in totally full coverage. I kind of like it when some of my imperfections show through and when some of my redness shows through. It just makes it look like I have skin and I don't have a mask on. So I think that's something that's just kind of coming with age for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a pump of my moisturizer. That actually might be a little bit too big. Probably gonna have a lot extra here. And I'm just gonna take 2 I like dipped and then I just kind of roll on the back, dipped again, rolled again. And then I'm just gonna mix that together. I might take away a little bit of the moisturizer because that might be a little bit too much. I'm using a Sigma shader lid. Use anything that is synthetic and something you would, you know, use for like concealer. And I'm just gonna mix it together and then I'm gonna apply from the inside out. Let me tell you guys, if I ever had the privilege of collaborating with a brand like e.l.f. or something like that, I would work with them to come up with a fantastic, I've got a Theo or Stanley hair on my face, but I would work with them to come up with a fantastic foundation, something with good ingredients. I would work on something that was hydrating for the skin. I just feel like they're kind of lacking in that department. I know they have some others online, but you know, I like to play with things in store. I'm just taking my AOA Studio sponge and I'm just gonna kind of tap that into the skin and work it out. I always start on the center where all the redness and discoloration is, and then I work my way out from there. But yeah, I just feel like they're kind of lacking in the foundation department. They've got it going with the concealer. I'm gonna dip a little bit more on the sponge now and just work that all around my face. But I have a feeling since they've had such success with the camo concealers, they might be coming out with a camo foundation at some point, just because they're gonna try to capitalize obviously on that. I think that these have been super hot sellers, so I hope they come out with a new foundation because I would love to see an affordable, really nice foundation from them, and one that's a little more hydrating. So this is all I do, and this is all I've been doing when I've been traveling, because I don't want to bring, you know, a bunch of product with me and then I'll bring a light one, and then the light beige is just like a touch too dark for me. It blends out nicely, so I do use this under the eyes. Sometimes I'll mix a little bit in there if I want a little bit more of, this is Fair Warm, by the way, the lighter one, if I want more of a brightening effect. But yeah, this has just been working so nice, and because it has the moisturizer in there, it's gonna just kind of set down into your skin beautifully. This doesn't get cakey throughout the day. So just a recommendation if you guys are, you know, not wanting to wear foundation lately, or if you can't find a foundation you like but you love a concealer, try this. It's such a good tip. All right, so with light beige, I'm just gonna put a couple of dots right here where most of my discoloration is, and then I get a little discoloration on the outside. And like I said, once I blend this out, it blends out absolutely fine. But if I want more of a brightening effect, I'll add a little bit of the Fair Warm. So I'm just gonna add the smallest touch only right there where I can use some brightness. I have been struggling with sleep lately. Do you guys get this way too when you travel? Does your sleep schedule get like all off? I don't know what it is, but I have been going to sleep so late, and I've been wanting to sleep in, which I obviously can't because I have a regular 9 to 5, but let me tell you, this weekend I am going to sleep as much as possible because I've got to do something about these bags under my eyes. All right, so that is just the foundation and the concealer all over the face. Like I said, very natural looking, very comfortable. It's lightweight, and you can still see my skin under it. You can see some imperfections, you can see some redness. It just looks like skin, which is the look I like these days. Yes, that might change, you know, in a couple months or whatever, but I've just been really enjoying this look. So I'm not gonna touch my face with any powders, like setting powders. It's just gonna grab to any kind of dry patches I have. Plus the concealer kind of sets itself down, and like I said, the moisturizer is gonna settle into the skin. So personally, it's not needed for me. I don't get excessively oily throughout the day, so that's not a problem. But chances are you're not going in with one brand of makeup when you're doing this. So if you had a setting powder you liked, go ahead and use that. So let's move on to brows. You guys, this is like the all-star product that I found when shopping for e.l.f. products. The e.l.f. Wow Brow, I have the color Neutral Brown. Amazing. The spoolie on this is perfect. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, make sure to give me a follow. That's always listed down below and in the beginning and end of my videos. I talked about this. This is my favorite brow product now. The color is perfect, the formula is perfect, the spoolie is perfect. It keeps my brows in place all day. I love it. Just watch when I put this in how magical it is. So I don't start right here in the like innermost part of my brow because that's where I want the least product. So I'll just kind of start at the arch or start right here and start building up. This builds up beautifully. zero flaking whatsoever throughout the day. If you like a good Nikkie makeup brow, a natural brow that doesn't look too overdone, again, I'm not into overdone brows. I don't want to like sculpt them out. I just want something easy. I want to give my brows a little bit of a tint and I want to move on with my day. That's just the last thing I want to bother with. So I've been loving this so much. I mean, I'm basically done. Can you see how easy that is? And it builds up beautifully. I can't express enough how much you guys need to run to Target or go online to e.l.f. or Ulta or wherever else this is sold and purchase this. Trust me, you will be happy. If you make any mistakes, it wipes right away as well, which is awesome. It doesn't like stain the skin. I've run into issues with brow products just being way too pigmented and like tinting the, you know, skin where I don't want it to tint. This doesn't do that. It is absolutely beautiful. It just really enhances what you have. Now, if you didn't have as much brow hair, you might have to go in with another product. I saw that they had what looked like kind of a dupe for like Anastasia Brow Wiz, but they were all sold out at my Target, so I couldn't grab that except for like dark brunette or something like that, something that looked like it was gonna be way too dark for me, so I didn't get it, but that might be something you'd wanna look into. That's in a black container. I've tried the brow pencil in the white container and I was not a fan of that. So I definitely don't recommend that, but this is amazing. I'm gonna be grabbing for this all the time. And yes, I absolutely need to get my brows threaded. I just gotta somehow work that into my busy schedule. So that is it as far as the brows. Again, I just think it's so pretty. So let's move on. I'm using the e.l.f. contour palette. I think I remember Katie saying she loved this. I'm on the fence about this, okay? So I don't use these because I don't set my under eyes with the e.l.f. concealer at all. And this is a little too muddy for me and this is a little too orange, but I couldn't find a bronzing powder from them in store anywhere. I saw at 2 Targets I went to, it was sold out. It was like the primer infused bronzer. I did get the primer infused blush, which we'll talk about that later, but this isn't my favorite. I'm gonna use it for the sake of the video just to show you guys, but I've just been struggling. I don't think this is quite as pigmented as I want it to be. I would definitely grab for a different product if I had it available. Like this is not something I'm gonna grab for again, but we'll use it just so I could show you. I don't contour. Now that would be a good contour color. And I've been trying to like mix them together and I feel like it's a little bit patchy, and because I have to go in so heavy with this, I feel like it takes away some of the coverage. So I'm gonna just try to be a little lighter handed with this. I'm using a Wet n Wild brush, and that's interesting. A ton of product came off, but you'll see when I start to apply, just like it's patchy for some reason. It just doesn't work well with my skin. You see what I mean? The color is just a little bit off. It's like a little too orangey red for me. I'm trying to mix both of them together like that, and then I tap off the excess, but yeah, I don't know. Something's just off. It doesn't work for me, and that's okay if you love this product. Everybody's skin reacts different to different things. And just to make sure everything looks super blended, I always just kind of take my sponge after this process and after the blush process and after pretty much anything and just blend the edges to make sure everything looks like it's just kind of one with the skin rather than sitting on top of the skin. All right, so that is the bronzer all done. I went in a lot lighter handed today and I actually like it a bit better than I have in the past. But with that said, I'll probably be donating this to my local women's shelter just because I have other bronzers that are a little bit easier for me. I don't have to work quite so hard, and that's what it's all about with me in makeup, making it as easy as possible. So let's go in and blush. This is the e.l.f. primer infused blush in Always Rosy. They had a very peach version, and then this. I just thought this looked a little bit more like what I typically blush, like when I'm hot or if I'm embarrassed or something like that. I thought the peach one was just like a little too peach for me. So this is very pigmented. I haven't been loving this, but again, I think I just haven't gotten the hang of it. So I'm gonna grab that same Wet n Wild bronzer brush and I'm gonna go very lightly. This sneaks up on you with pigment. All of a sudden I'll be like, and then it's like, whoa, super rosy cheeks. So just be very careful. And I think, see how like, if I went back on top of that, I'm gonna go a little bit, but with very minimal product, it could just like all of a sudden get really, really, really pigmented. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna go in with. My camera shut off while I was finishing everything up, but this is the blush. I tried to go as subtle as possible, and I just feel like it builds up so fast out of nowhere, and it just looks patchy, and I almost feel like I get a little bit of an irritation from it. Like every time I've done this for the past few days, I've gotten a little irritated here, and then I look like super red. So again, I'm gonna kind of like take my sponge and just blend on top of that to tone it down. But if you want more of an affordable blush, I would get like LA Girl or NYX or something like that. That is just not my favorite, but you might love it. It might work really well for you. That's just not my cup of tea. So let's move on to highlights. I have the e.l.f. Glow Gleam Beam Highlight Palette. I talked about this a while ago in like a Get Ready With Me in Natural Lights. So they have metallics here, they have shimmers here, and then they have a glitter here. I don't know who's using this white glitter. I mean, maybe for like an eyeshadow topper or in the inner corner or something, but I personally feel like the shimmers are the most pigmented and look a little more wet than even the metallics. So I'm gonna do a mixture of this guy, and I'm using my Bretman Rock Wet n Wild highlight brush. I always say that when I wanna say brush and I'm talking about blush, but I'm just gonna mix both of those and try to go in lightly. These build up really quickly. It's a very interesting formula because it's not a creamy formula at all. They're very, very dry, but they build up real quick and can look really like white, metallic, like out of nowhere. See how quickly that builds up? So be careful with these, but they are really pretty. It's just interesting because you wouldn't think it was gonna kind of give you that much pigment when you feel them because they are so dry. And you already know I'm gonna take my sponge and I'm gonna blend that out again, just so it looks like it's one with the skin. I actually think the base looks really, really pretty right now. The only thing that's throwing me off is the blush a little bit, but it's not even that bad. All right, so now that the base is done, I'm gonna go ahead and set everything. This is the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist. I hate the sprayer on this. Can you guys see how like intense that is? It is so intense, so I literally need to hold my hand like way far away and it's still gonna kind of spit at me, but I do want to apply a little bit of this, and I just mean a little, so like 4 sprays, just to kind of again make everything look like it's one with the skin. But definitely wouldn't recommend this bottle. If you have a different sprayer, which I have a ton of sprayers, I should just transfer it. It smells like coconut, it smells really good, and it is dewy, but this spritzer, man, it needs some work. Okay, so as for eyeshadow, a ton of you recommended the e.l.f. New Classics palette. It's kind of a cool tone-ish. I mean, they have a few warm shades in here, but mostly cool tone palette. I've been playing with this for a couple days. Very, very pigmented. I'm shocked. This was $14, so for a $14 palette, I think it's nice. However, I do like my Profusion palettes a little bit more. This is really pretty, so this is what was available to you because some Targets have Profusion and some don't. Like a couple of mine do, but a couple of them don't. This would definitely be a great alternative. So I want to keep things really light because obviously we have like a very glowy face going on. So I think I want to just take a little bit of Charmer in the crease, and then I'm going to take a little bit of Beloved on the lid and just keep it really, really light and airy. This isn't going to be like an eyeshadow tutorial or anything like that, so I'm not going to so much walk you through it, but I'll let you guys know what I'm doing. So starting with a blending brush here, this is the Alter Ego #1 brush. I'm just gonna dip into Charmer. It's a really pretty like dusty rose color, and I'm gonna kind of work that into my crease. I don't have any kind of, you know, shadow base on or anything like that, but the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, when I mixed it in with the moisturizer, I just kind of like wipe it over to the eyes to get rid of any kind of discoloration, and that works fine. So I'm gonna start with this guy. I'm actually changing brushes. This is the Smith 230, still using Charmer. All I did was I took Charmer on the outer corner and in through the crease. I'm not super in love with the color of this one because it kind of looks like the color that would be there if I got punched in the face, you know what I mean? So I don't know if I want to apply that under the eyes. I'm not usually a cool tone person, so that might be why. I might take a little bit of Truffle in the palette and just add that right on top just because I need a little something. You know what? Before I do that though, let's throw on Beloved, the like shimmery pink in the palette. And I'm just gonna use that with my finger to start and see how that works. And I'm basically gonna apply that all over the lid. Yeah, that's a really pretty color. Be like perfect for Valentine's Day. Okay, so I'm taking just a little bit of truffle, and that's what I'm gonna use to kind of blend here. And I think I'm gonna take truffle under the eye as well. I like that a little bit better than Charmer. Yeah, Charmer. Okay, so with a pencil brush, this is an Alter Ego number 7. Just gonna take Charmer right under the eyes. I'm pretty sure I just said I was adding Charmer under the eyes, but I wasn't. I was adding Truffle, the one that we took over the crease as well. And I'm gonna add a little bit of this one as well, which is called Darling, just to kind of add a little more depth. Okay, cute. I actually really like that. I think that looks really pretty. I like the mix of the like warmer browns with the cool pink, so I'm glad we went over Charmer with Truffle. That's just much more my style. So let's go in and line the upper and lower waterline. I picked up the e.l.f. No Budge Retractable Liner in Coffee. This is brown. Never tried an e.l.f. liner, and I haven't like pre-used this at all, so we'll see. I'm gonna do the upper and the lower waterline with this. All right, so it is not the darkest brown, but I don't really love super dark, like a dark black or a dark brown around my eyes. I have pretty small hooded eyes as it is, so this works out really well for me because it's kind of enhancing the like blue in my eyes, but it's not making my eyes look too small. So I actually really like that. So I'm gonna pop off here and I'm gonna apply some mascara. I actually don't have an e.l.f. mascara. I could just tell by the shape of those wands, they were not gonna work for me. So I'm gonna apply my Maybelline Snapscara. This is like my go-to absolute favorite mascara, and it's super affordable and cheap. So I'm gonna do that off camera, and then I'll come back here and we will apply the lip, and this will be done. All right, mascara is done, so let's go ahead and finish this up with the lips. I have the e.l.f. Beautifully Bare Touch of Pink lipstick. I've used this in the past. I really like it. Somebody tell me if e.l.f. has lip liners, because I did not see any at Target or CVS. I wanna say they do, but I don't know, I didn't see any. And since we are kind of going for more of a like light-ish look, I'm just gonna kind of take my finger and push that in. Couldn't be more perfect for the eyes. And then I also picked up a new e.l.f. tinted lip oil. I thought this was a lip gloss, but this is Nude Kiss. I haven't used this yet. I think this might be new, but man, is this like secure? I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get this open. All right, so I feel like tinted lip oils are usually a lot thinner than this, but I don't know, let's see. Oh yeah, no, that does look like an oil. It's really pretty. Like really pretty, and goes with the lipstick perfectly. Wow, I did not expect that to be like that. That's super pretty, and I have like the world's driest lips right now from traveling, so anything to divert attention from that is good by me. All right, you guys, and this is the complete face of e.l.f. I think this looks so pretty for everyday wear. It looks super fresh, super hydrating. Couple of standout products. Now you guys obviously got my feeling as I went through the video, so I don't want to take too much time here, but really like the primer. I think that was a really nice base for the foundation. You know, I love that concealer, and I love using it with the moisturizer as a foundation as well. I think it's so pretty. The Wow Brow, like seriously, wow, this stuff is absolutely amazing. Go get this. I really liked the lip oil tint as well. That was really pretty. That is it for this one, you guys. Let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know if you want to see more one brand tutorials. I kind of get up in the air with these things because I'm like, I said in the video, like, are you ever gonna just be going in with one brand? But it is nice to test out products for you guys that are a little more affordable and then go through the brand so you can pick and choose what will work for you. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, as always, please let me know down below. Otherwise, if you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, please subscribe. It means the absolute world to me. Also give me a follow on Instagram as well. You will see my animals all over there. And again, I give you the heads up on products like that Wow Brow. I was talking about it on my Instagram, so you'll kind of get like the inside scoop on stuff like that. So thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.